you took this fight. It wasn't on short notice, but it was on shorter notice. Was there ever any hesitation to do that?
Yeah, actually, because, actually a bunch of my friends were commenting, like, you were eating so bad. My friend Ashley, who also fights for UFC, she's like, I really wasn't really worried about the fight. She was like, I wasn't worried about you making weight. Because I was, like, eating a box of donuts, like, the day before I found out. And I was like, oh, my gosh. But I actually was going to turn it down because I was like, I just went to Hawaii. I mean, it was St. Patrick's Day, just kind of enjoying life a little bit. Nothing crazy. I was still training, but, just not in fight mode. So, but I was just kind of like kept asking for a fight, and they were, not giving me anything like solid. So I was just like, whatever. I want to get back in there. I'm hungry. Let's do it.
Fighting is as you know, is leading up to the fight can be very stressful, a lot of pressure on your shoulders with media obligations and training. And one thing you had said after the fight was you were asked about taking this on short notice, and you said you were kind of happy because you wanted to avoid a lot of the stress that comes with having a long camp. Can you just elaborate on that for our fans? Because they don't always get to know what you have to put in behind the scenes and how much pressure is going on outside of just showing up on fight night.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously, like the media thing, like you said too. I think when you have more time, a longer camp, they tend to kind of have more obligations for you as far as media and promoting the fight. And the fight that I jumped in on was not on the main card, and it was so late notice that they really couldn't, have me do too much media because, I had to prepare. I had about 3 weeks time before I had to, fly to Vegas. But for me, every camp is very difficult mentally. I think fighters get a lot of anxiety. You have all this pressure. You're focused on this one moment, this one day, where you're focused on this one person. It's not like a tournament. You mess up, you can compete the next week. So I think it just tends to give like a lot of anxiety. I personally, get very stressed out. I want to be really focused, especially coming off a loss. You have that pressure to come back and perform and, get past that loss. So for me, it was good to, just have a couple weeks where I didn't have to stress so hard like I normally do for 2 months of stress. And, it's something that kind of even gives you a hard time sleeping because, I just go through scenarios in my head. What if I lose? What if this happens? What if? And I toss and turn almost every night, and I get stressed out because I want to win so bad, and I want to be successful.